Ilia Topuria had an unexpected encounter with Alexander Volkanovski at the UFC Performance Institute. The energy between the two was undeniable. Tension, excitement, anticipation, it was all there. Now,
Good, man. Good. How are you doing? All right?
Very good, very good. What about you? How
Yeah,
do you
good,
feel?
good. Very good.
Nice to see you,
Good.
brother.
You too, you too. Good sweat out, huh?
Yeah, very good.
Good stuff.
let's talk about something serious. Ben Askren. It's been a really rough time for him and his family. After UFC 316, Ben was hospitalized with severe pneumonia. His condition was so serious that he had to be put on a ventilator and ECMO. Those machines were literally keeping him alive. His wife, Amy, has been keeping everyone updated. Last week, she shared that although Ben could open his eyes and squeeze hands when the sedation was lowered, his body wasn't strong enough to handle it. They were hoping for a miracle. And now they're facing an even tougher journey. Ben has officially been added to the lung transplant list. Amy posted an emotional update on Facebook. She said, as of late last night, Ben is officially on the transplant list. Please pray he can get stronger and stay stable without complications while he waits and they find an amazing match for him and he accepts it smoothly. Also, please pray for whoever that donor may be in his family. This is going to be a huge adjustment for Ben, but they're trying to stay hopeful. Amy shared that his other organs are thankfully doing okay and there is a path forward. There have been more moments of awareness from Ben, which is a good sign, but he's still unable to use his phone or respond to messages. Amy hopes that might change within the next week or two. They're even hoping Ben will soon be able to talk, even with the tracheostomy. And get this, yesterday he kept mouthing something. It took a while, but they finally figured out he was asking for coffee. He can't have it yet, but imagine what a relief it must have been to see him wanting something so simple and normal. Amy's thankful his mind is still sharp. She said she can't wait to have him back, and she's overwhelmed with the support they've received from old friends, strangers, and everyone in between. They're not alone in this fight, and they're so grateful. Moving on, Diego Lopes is stepping into the octagon once again. He's now officially booked to fight Gene Silva at UFC Noche on September 13th.
The main event, Diego Lopes, 22 of his 26 wins have come by finish. He'll be taking on Gene Silva, who's on a 13-fight win streak, with every one of those ending by finish.
After the announcement, Diego shared his thoughts on X. He wrote, "Anyone, anytime, anywhere." That line definitely seemed like a shot at Yair Rodriguez, who had previously claimed that Diego backed out of fighting Silva before. Tonight's also a big night for UFC fans. UFC BJJ1 is going down live on YouTube, and we just got a look at the new championship belt. What do you all think about the design? Drop your thoughts in the comment. Now let's shift gears to something a bit controversial. Tom Aspinall's dad, Andy Aspinall, wasn't happy at all with how the UFC announced Tom as the official heavyweight champion after Jon Jones retired. Most fans remember Dana White casually mentioning it during the UFC Buku post-fight press conference. But for Andy, that wasn't nearly enough. In an interview with Uncrowned Combat, Andy said, "I sent a message to Hunter saying, I can't think of a worse way you could have done it." He was clearly upset. Andy went on, "For me, the heavyweight championship of an organization is quite a big thing, and I don't think Tom deserved to find out at a press conference in the middle of the night. We just happened to be awake at the time." It's poor management of Jones and Tom. He added that he likes the people at UFC, but sometimes they just don't do things the right way. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria is feeling confident, more than confident actually. He believes he'll finish Charles Oliveira in just 2 or 3 minutes this weekend.
So stylistically, to be honest, his style is perfect for me because I don't need to close the distance with him because he walks forward since the first second. So those kind of styles are much easier for me because most of the time I have to close the distance with my opponents. For example, if you watch my fight against Volkanovski or Max Holloway, I had to walk forward all the time and close the distance, which I don't gonna have to do with Charles because he's gonna walk forward and we're gonna find each other in the center of the octagon since the first second. So it's gonna be much easier than me because he's not gonna be able to see me coming. I think it's gonna be more striking fight. Since the first second he's gonna feel the speed and the power. He's gonna start to look for the takedowns and for the ground game. But I think that it's gonna be very quick because I'm gonna finish him in the first 2 or 3 minutes because as I told you, as I mentioned, I'm not gonna need to close the distance with him. We're gonna find each other since the first second. So when that happens, I'm too much for my opponents. I'm too good for them.
Justin Gaethje is paying close attention to that fight. He's not making any moves until he sees who wins between Ilia and Charles. Gaethje's had an impressive run, winning 4 of his last 5 fights, with his latest being a dominant win over Rafael Fiziev. He's been vocal about wanting the next title shot, and according to his manager Ali Abdelaziz, Gaethje might even consider retiring if he doesn't get it. Talking to MMAfighting.com, Gaethje said, "I'm waiting for the winner of Ilia and Charles. They fight next week, June 28th. I'll be there. That's who I want to fight." He also gave his 2 cents on Topuria. Gaethje hinted that Ilia might move up to welterweight, especially if Islam Makhachev beats Jack Della Maddalena. But Gaethje shrugged it all off, saying, "I can't control any of that, so I don't spend no energy on it." Sounds stupid to me, we'll see. Also coming up at UFC 317, Renato Moicano will be fighting Beneil Dariush. Moicano respects Dariush's power, but believes he's the more technical striker and better wrestler. He's confident he'll get the win.
Very dangerous, make no mistake, he just look old, but he's good. 2 jiu-jitsu guys with okay stand-up, okay striking. Beneil Dariush probably has more power than me on the strikings, but probably I'm a little bit more technical skill-wise than him on striking. And I believe on my ground game a lot. I believe in my wrestling. I think I'm better than wrestling than him. So I see myself beating him up, making money, making myself well-respected figure in the MMA community. You know, I want people to know who Renato Moicano is and get money along the way. Not really. The division is kind of crowded right now. I just want to go over there, focus, and beat Dariush.
Robert Whittaker also gave his thoughts on the upcoming Ilia vs Charles showdown. Right now, Ilia's the heavy favourite at 245. Whittaker thinks the odds would be even more in Ilia's favour if he wasn't moving up a weight class. He said he just doesn't see how Charles can win this fight.
I think, though, Ilia's a different beast. Okay, I think a lot of the support that's going towards Charles winning this fight comes from the fact that we don't know what Ilia's going to look like moving up. Now, I've seen a lot of photos circulating of like Ilia next to the Chihuahua guy, and Charles next to the Chihuahua guy. Sorry, dude. What? That's isn't that his nickname?
Go on. I'm sorry for stopping you.
I was talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And then they're looking at size discrepancies. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think if they were in, if weight wasn't in the equation, I don't think it would. I think Ilia would be a huge favorite. I don't know what the odds are right now. Is Ilia the favorite?
I think Ilia is the favorite. I'll pull him up in a second.
It makes sense, okay, but I think he would be a landslide favorite if weight wasn't really a factor in this fight. Ilia is a weapon. What he did to Volk and what he did to Max, 2 of the best featherweights, Volk being the best featherweight to have ever done it.
Yeah.
Okay? He starched 2 legends of the sport. Okay, that is
crazy,
unreal. Ilia's skill set is ridiculous. Now again, Charles is phenomenal as well. Super dangerous off his back. Ilia has the grappling to do it. Charles standing, very textbook, but gets hit a lot. Ilia loves scrapping, loves moving on the inside, loves slipping punches to land punches. He's so good at dirty boxing. I just don't see where Charles wins his fight against Ilia.
Now let's talk about Ciryl Gane. After news broke that Jon Jones retired and Tom Aspinall is now the undisputed heavyweight champ, Gane teased that something big might be coming. He posted on Instagram, "Everything is now set in motion." Gane later spoke with UFC Unfiltered and said he believes he'll be facing Aspinall next. He shared, "My manager talked to the matchmaker with Hunter Campbell. I know they work on it this week and we keep in touch. Nothing fixed yet. We're just waiting for more discussions and maybe a location and date." We are really confident of this fight happening. But the wildest part of today's news? Jon Jones and his bizarre Twitter rant. Following reports of his most recent criminal charge, Jon went off. A lot of his tweets have already been deleted, but the screenshots don't lie. First, he did seem to confirm that it was him on the phone with police in that now infamous body cam footage. He wrote, "Whoever was on the phone with me at first, his timestamp is different. By the time I was acting aggressive on the phone, it was a completely different conversation. I was already in my paranoid and defensive state." He then got cryptic, writing things like, "Who hit who?" and "You want to charge me? Think about this riddle." He added, "Change me by thinking about this riddle. Challenge." Weird day. This publicity. He kept going. The guy in the brown jacket. "Here, take my phone." He went that way, and then it got even weirder. If people started getting away with this, it's going to start a free-for-all. Intelligence. I guess when you have a voice, you should use it. Then he abruptly said, "Happy retirement to me." Crazy coincidence. Bob Marley said, "Don't worry." He reflected on old memories. All these arguments with our best fighters to be this dumb. I tell you, back when I was a kid, my family used to sing Joy, enjoying the Holy Ghost. My mum used to send that to me. And then he admitted something deeply personal. "Don't cry. I've been crying. I'm okay with that. I'm alive. Old man and still a chicken. I am okay with that. You can't catch me. Dream on." And I'm not even done talking.